The New Zealand economy grew by 0.6% in the December 2017 quarter. We look at GDP by summing up all of what's called value added. And this is the difference between what a firm produces and all the resources that it used up in producing it. This allows us to look at what parts, specifically industries, contributed the most or detracted from the recent rise. We saw a large rise from service-related industries this quarter, in particular business services. Now, business services makes up about 10% of GDP and covers things like specialist advice for legal, engineering and architectural, as well as administrative services. We also saw strong rises for retail and wholesale trade. However, warm weather, following on the back of a wet spring, saw primary industries negatively impacted, and agricultural production was down 2.7%. We also flip it around and we look at the money that is spent on goods and services produced in the economy. And this takes view of household spending, government spending, investment, as well as imports and exports. Now, households recorded a strong rise in spending this quarter, with more households eating out and higher spending on groceries and alcohol. We also saw more investment this quarter, in particular transport equipment, followed closely by plant machinery and equipment, which is things like factory equipment and computers and gadgets. And indeed, we saw more imports of these types of items. The New Zealand population has been growing strongly on the back of large inward migration. We saw about 25,000 more people in New Zealand in the December quarter, and when we compare this against GDP growth, GDP rose by 0.1%. Over the year, GDP rose by 2.9% and GDP per capita by 0.7%. We'll update our GDP statistics again in June.